Hello everybody, this is your girl Foxy Wilma coming to you on a rainy day in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's raining cats and dogs. But I'm finally able to make another video. I haven't made a video in like forever because I've been mad busy. Been busy training for my next women's physique competition and this year's Teen Collegiate Masters National Championships in Pittsburgh, PA. So I've been busting my ass to get my physique in the form that it needs to be in to be competitive on July the 20th. So I'm making progress there and everything, but I got some cool updates. Let's see. First update is that I'm now part of the First Form Legionnaire. In the next couple of weeks, when I get the link, when I get it all set up and everything, I will share the link to my First Form, discount code and all that stuff, and then I'll keep y'all informed about it and everything. But I'm now a First Form Legionnaire, and I'm also team rep for Fit Styles. So I have a discount through Fit Styles that I'll be also posting on my videos and everything from here on out. And eventually I will be telling y'all about their products. Basically, Fit Styles is a company that ties fitness and fashion together. So you can buy tank tops, hats, bags, jewelry, etc., etc. And I'll also be putting that link down on the on this video too and everything. But the reason why I'm making this video today is because I actually got time to make it. I actually got time because I'm so busy. I'm busy also trying to become a NASM, Certified Personal Trainer. So I'm working towards that too and everything. So studying the personal training thing, training to go after my pro card this year in the Masters National Championships in Pittsburgh, PA on July the 20th. And now part of the First Form Legionnaire, and now part of Fit Styles team rep. So I got all that going on. But I was actually able to carve out some time to make this video and anything because it's raining outside, and so I'm trying to wait for the rain to die down before I go into the house. So with that being said, the topic of this video is called Why Bodybuilding? I've had a lot of people over the years ask me what made me get into bodybuilding in the first place. So I'm going to talk about that subject in this video. So why bodybuilding? Why start? Why get into this? Because bodybuilding is not something you just pick up and you put down. It's not one of those type of sports activities. Bodybuilding is a lifestyle. It's something that you pick up and you keep with you for the rest of your life until you can no longer do it anymore. Meaning you have to have passion for this. Passion. If you don't know what passion is, ask Google about it, and Google will tell you. Well, anyway, my story is this: why I got into bodybuilding. Years ago, let's say, started way back when I used to stay in Panama. It was around about 1992 to 1993, and I think that's where I saw my first muscle and fitness and muscle magazines at the store or whatever. And I would used to look at the magazines and flip to the section of where the female bodybuilders were. And I told myself I want to look like that someday, because I thought in my head that was sexy. I wanted to have muscles and everything. Because another part of me wanting to have muscles is because I didn't want no one to be bullying me, because I used to be bullied when I was younger. I used to be bullied when I was in daycare, kindergarten, first grade. So I used to be naturally skinny. So that's a part of the reason why I picked up the bodybuilding, is because I wanted to pack on some size and basically intimidate people. So like, you know, certain people wouldn't come my way and bother me, just, you know, bother me and anything, because like they would look at my physique and they'd be like, I don't want to mess with her. So that's a part of it. That's a part of reason why I got into bodybuilding. But the main reason why I got into bodybuilding is it helped me deal with the stress that I was dealing with in my life. In my other videos where I talk about, like, you know, my depression that I dealt with, and this video that I made called DreamKillers, those videos, like, you know, touched on, like, you know, why I was depressed in the first place, and, like, you know, what I did to deal with it. So the bodybuilding helped me, like, you know, cope with that depression and thing. Because, I mean, when I was younger, I was, like, you know, upset all the time. And there was, you know, the activity that I used to, like, you know, release this stress at the time was basketball, but that was taken away from me. So I, you know, gravitated to bodybuilding, because can no one stop you from, like, you know, building your body? Basically what I mean by that is, like, you don't have to go to the gym. You don't need weights. You can use your own body weight. You can do push-ups. You can do sit-ups. You can do crunches. I'm talking about that. I'm basically talking about, like, you know, I'm breaking bodybuilding down as basically, like, you know, building your body. Meaning you exercise. And when you're doing whatever exercise you're doing, you're focusing on the task at hand. You're not focusing on the problems that you got going on in your life. All that extra mess is, like, you know, it comes to a screeching halt in your mind, because your mind's focusing on, like, the task at hand. So basically, bodybuilding is, like, you know, a good stress reliever. I mean, because when you're working out, you're not thinking about, like, the drama of, like, you know, your bills or anything like that. Or, like, you know, let's say, for example, that somebody calls you, etc., etc. You're not thinking about that mess. You're thinking about, like, I don't want to drop this weight on my head, or whatever the case may be. You're focused. Bodybuilding gives you a laser focus. So that focus is what I was looking for. I was looking for some activity that would, like, you know, just take my mind away from, like, the madness that was going on in my life at the time. And so as I realized, like, you know, at that moment of time when I was, like, probably working out for an hour, maybe 45 minutes, that 45 minutes to an hour, I was, like, stress-free. So that's what made me basically start getting hooked onto it and anything. So I kept it up. Because I basically did not want to think about the drama that was going on in my life. So, like I said before, I've talked about the drama that used to go on in my life in my other videos. So, if y'all want to, just go to those videos titled DreamKillers and called, like, you know, depression, suicidal, and it'll discuss all that stuff that I was going through years ago and anything. So getting back on topic. So, I use bodybuilding as a way to, like, you know, cope with my stress. So over time, I realized, like, you know, my physique started changing and everything, and I was liking what I was seeing. And so that made me even get hooked even more onto, like, working out, because I was like, I like what I was seeing in the mirror, and I was like, you know, the only way I can, like, you know, keep this attainable is I have to keep this up. Bodybuilding is a activity sport that you have to be persistent in. Basically, you have to put it in the time. You have to put in the time. There is no way around that. If you don't put in the time, basically this goes to anything in life that you're trying to do. If you don't put in the time, meaning if you don't work your ass off, you will not see the results. Because unfortunately, we live in a society where everybody wants everything quick and easy. People, anything worth having doesn't happen quick and easy. There is no quick and easy, like, you know, method to, like, getting your body in shape. I mean, you have to put in the time. And I have put in the time so far. I put 17 years into bodybuilding. I'll repeat that again. I put in 17 years. So now I'm starting to, like, you know, reap the benefits of, like, you know, my hard work. Because it's now warming up, and it's almost about to be summertime. And so, like, you know, I'm not wearing a whole lot of layers and everything. So, like, of course, there's like, people like, looking at me, whatever the case may be. And there's some people like, actually like, congratulate me on my look. And they ask me like, how long did it take you to get to this point? And I say like, 17 years and counting. So I'm also like, passionate about my sport, my activity. I'm passionate about it. This is something that I look forward to doing 7 days a week. Even though I don't work out 7 days a week, when I used to start back in the day around like 2000, when I started going to East Carolina, I worked out 7 days a week. I had it broken down where like, I would work out in the morning, then I would work out in the evening. So like, for example, I would do legs in the morning, then I come back and probably do chest or something like that. And then like, just have that split where I would work a specific body part in the morning and then one in the evening. So I was working out like twice a day. And then I would do slight cardio. Like I'm not doing cardio I'm doing a lot more cardio than I was. Let me say it again. I'm doing a lot more cardio now than I was back in the day. Back in the day, I kind of stayed away from cardio because I was thinking if I do cardio, I'm going to lose like, muscle and anything. So I refrained from doing it. I would like, warm up and run a little bit. But I went like, like nowadays where I do my workout first. And then I do my cardio. Because the mistake that I made when I was first starting out is that I would do my cardio first. I mean, you could do it first if you want to, but it's like if you're trying to like build muscle, you need the most of your glycogen energy stores, if I'm correct in saying that term. You need the most of your glycogen, like you have the most of your glycogen stored up at the beginning of your workout. So if you're trying to like, build muscle, you do your resistance training first. You don't do it after your cardio because your cardio, if you're putting a lot into your cardio, like intensity and everything, it'll lower your glycogen stores. And then when you go to your resistance training, aka lifting weights, you're gonna be depleted. And so you're defeating the purpose of like, trying to build muscle. So as I'm basically saying, it's like, when you start out, if your goal is to build muscle, you lift on weights first and then you go to the cardio. I didn't learn that until like I got together with my personal trainer, David Roberts. He told me that, if you're trying to like, build muscle, you do your cardio after like, your workout and anything. And you do like, like 20 minutes to 30 minutes. Or 25 minutes. It depends. And anything like that. It just depends. And you do it at a moderate pace. You don't like, doing it like a sprint or anything like that and stuff. Because the goal is to like attain muscle. Cardio basically like, helps with your cardiovascular. It helps with your endurance. Because I learned also like when you're competing, and you're on stage and you're doing these mandatory poses, and then if you were like first called out and everything like that, and you get into a pose down, that's where you need your endurance and everything because it's exhausting. It's exhausting because your body's already depleted from like, carbs and everything like that because you're leaned out and stuff. So you're like, your body's like, your body's like, hurting at that moment in time. So that's where like, the cardio benefits you and everything because it helps work on your endurance and stuff. So getting back to why bodybuilding. So, like I stated before, I used it for stress reliever, and then I also got hooked on like what I was seeing in the mirror. So those are the two things that like got me hooked on like bodybuilding, and then like I just was like, if this was it just called to me. Basically, like it just called to me because I'm like basically talking about passion now. If you have passion for something, you will do it no matter what. No matter what. For example, last week, I had to be somewhere else early in the day, around about like say 1 o'clock. Probably had to be to work at 1 o'clock, whatever the case may be. And I had something else to do before work. But I was like, I need to get my workout in. I work out in the mornings because it works well with my work schedule and everything else I got going on. So what I'm about to say is that I set my alarm clock for like 4:30 in the morning. And I set the backup one for like 5 a.m. So when the alarm clock went off at 4:30 in the morning, I was up and then I started getting ready to like, go out to the gym. So I was at the gym probably around about like 6:30, and I worked out until like probably like 8 in the morning, and then I was back at the house and anything like that. So basically what I'm saying is I get my ass up and I go get my workout in because it's important to me. Anything that is important to you, you will do it no matter what. The only thing that will stop you from doing it is if there's like a family emergency or some other major emergency that comes up. Or 3, you freaking sick and you don't feel good and your body's not moving because you sick. Those are like the only things that will like keep you away from like doing what you're passionate about. And that goes for me. The only, like I just said, there's been times where I just haven't been able to go because I ain't got the energy because I'm sick. So I will like, rest my body and anything. But with that being said, I also take times where I rest my body so I don't like, burn myself out and anything. Because you gotta listen to your body when it comes to bodybuilding. That's what you have to be in tune with your body, because sometimes your body is like, nah, we can't go today. We just can't go. We need to rest. Because, after you've been like, going so hard for like days in and days in, because like I work out now 5 days a week. When I first started out, like I was saying, I worked out 7 days a week, and then I trimmed it down to like 6 days. And then there was sometimes like I worked out like 4 or 3 times a week because I had other things going on and everything. But what I'm getting at is I got my workout in. And everything. And sometimes even when I was on vacation, I would find a place where there was a fitness center where I could get a little workout in and stuff, even on vacation. So basically what I'm getting at is that I am hooked on bodybuilding. It's a part of my DNA now. Like, it's just a part of my DNA. And in my room, I have my pictures of, like, my women's physique competitors up on my wall, and my favorite female bodybuilders on my wall. And also on my phone, I have, like, a little screensaver thing. No, whoa. Take that back. Wallpaper. On my phone, it's called wallpaper. Like, you can, like, set picture be your wallpaper on your phone and anything like that. And so I have a number of bodybuilders, female bodybuilders, that I admire. I admire their look and everything. And so I use that as a motivation to get me to go harder. Because I want to be the best version of myself. And I see the best version of myself as like, being physical. Like my physical look. Like, putting in the time. And then other aspects of my life too. Because working out and being a bodybuilder gives you a sense of accomplishment. And that sense of accomplishment, seeps out into the other aspects of your life and anything. So basically what I'm saying is like you're confident. Because I'm gonna be honest, there is times where certain workouts that I've done that weren't pretty. I mean, they were not pretty. Like, I just was like out of it energy wise. But what I did is I stuck it out. Because basically it's all a mental thing. You gotta be mental tough. Let's say mental toughness. You gotta have mental toughness and everything. Because if you're not mentally tough, bodybuilding ain't the sport for you. And basically what I'm saying is like, I'm not talking about competing here. That's not what I'm talking about. Like, I compete too, because that's a bonus. But I'm saying as far as like, I'm talking about as far as like passion for like, being fit, staying fit, long term and anything. Because that's why I got into bodybuilding. I aspire to like, be on magazine covers and like, all that other stuff. But at the basis, I'm doing this for my health and anything. Because like I was telling many of my close friends, when I see people that are obese and out of shape, that also motivates me to like not let myself go. If the good Lord continue to give me the strength and the motivation to get up and get that workout done, I will get it done. Period. Yeah, so also another thing, like, I've been sent here to inspire others. So through bodybuilding and competing and putting myself out there to all my followers and anything like that, how can I say this? gives me a sense of, like, accomplishment, like, that what I'm doing is, like, inspiring others to, like, possibly say, like, okay, I see that she's putting in the work or whatever, and she's like, how can I say this? How can I say this? I'm trying to think of the right words to, like, communicate what I'm trying to say and everything. So, I'll put it like this. I am sent here to inspire people. That is my purpose in life, to inspire people in doing what they are, driven to do. Just by, like, being present and sharing my journey and everything. Because I started this years ago, and it has finally come to the point now where I'm starting to get, I guess, somewhat noticed. Because last year when I competed, I put myself out there and everything. And now that I'm about to, like, embark on a journey of becoming a pro, and this social media thing that I've been doing for the last couple of years and everything is, like, my brand is growing, and that's the only reason why that's growing is because the people that are following me are feeling what I'm, communicating to them, and I greatly appreciate that, and I appreciate all my followers, all my subscribers, all my fans. I appreciate every last one of them, anything, because this is not possible without them. But with that being said, even if I didn't have any followers or anything like that, I would still put my journey out there, because I know that my journey is worth sharing to others, because it will inspire others. So that's why, another reason why I'm doing bodybuilding is because it helps inspire people to, like, they see an example of someone, like, doing something that they think is hard and everything, but in reality, nothing is hard. Nothing's hard. You just gotta put the time in, and you gotta be consistent. You gotta be consistent and persistent and relentless. You gotta be all those and everything, because if you're not, then you're not gonna last. You're not gonna last, because bodybuilding is not one of those type of activities, like I said earlier, that you just pick up here and there, here and there, here and there. It's something that stays with you for the rest of your life. So, I mean, from here, I'm going to continue to go up from here, because there's no quitting me. There is no quitting me. So hopefully what I call it, spout it out. I'll say spout it out in this video, whatever. Hopefully it, like, gets some of y'all to, like, pick up the sport of bodybuilding. And because once you get past the first couple of days or whatever, and you start, like, because, like, what I'm basically saying is, like, this is a sport that you have to be consistent with. I can't say that enough, because that's the main thing. You have to be consistent, because I feel like, I had a lot of people come up to me and be like, how can I get like that? How can I get like that? And I'm like, I tell them, I'm like, you gotta be motivated, you gotta be determined, and you gotta be disciplined. Right. So with that being said, continue to follow your girl, and if you're liking this video, press the like button, and please subscribe. Bye now.